Sometimes all it can take is finding a single video to open your eyes and take you on one wild adventure. For this story, however, it starts off horrifically.
Dozens of orangutans are choking as forest fires burn on the islands of Sumatra and Borneo.
This was the spark. I called my friends at Beautiful Destinations and they got me in touch with David Gavo, a forestry researcher who's plotted and researched parts of Indonesia. He told me that this was happening, but it was a complex situation that I'd have to see for myself. So I packed my bags and headed to Indonesia. My first stop was in Medan to touch base with Jake Irish, another talented filmmaker. This is Jake. After hearing about the story I wanted to tell here, he agreed to join me on this adventure. Together, we reached out to the Orangutan Information Center, an organization of conservationists who protect wild orangutans and the forest. We made a plan for the rest of the trip at their cabins. You're probably thinking what I was thinking. Those are some beautiful palm trees.
For me, this is not home. When you come to the forest and see a lot of trees, so biodiverse. Here it's just like a dead forest. Yeah. Did you hear birds singing?
No.
It's dead.
You see, this is a palm oil plantation. Many of these are scattered across Sumatra. Lots on the edge of Leuser National Park. All where lush rainforests used to exist. Sumatra has lost almost half of its rainforests in the last 15 years, and is even less charted than in neighboring Borneo. Thousands of hectares of rainforest are being cut, burned, and destroyed, and with it goes thousands of plants and animal species. Large in part for this, palm oil fruit.
So palm oil is one of the most productive oil, very cheap to cultivate, but it's not actually cheap because to produce palm oil in many ways at the expenses of the rainforests, and many rainforests are replaced by palm oil plantations. Try to stop the expansion of palm oil into our rainforest. So we receive a lot of reports from local people that some orangutans seen in this kind of plantations. Try to translocate orangutans and send it back to the safety to the rainforest.
Palm oil is in many products we consume. Shampoos, soaps, makeup products, chocolates, chips, the list is never ending. Many known companies are accused by environmentalists of operating big plantations and factories in Indonesia, and most of the time are acquiring palm oil from farmers that's unsustainably grown. With zero pressure from the government and policy, most of these companies don't care where it comes from, just as long as it's provided. While on the road with OIC, we got word that there was an orangutan that needed immediate relocation. OIC agreed to have us tag along to see some of the work that they do in removing orangutans from dangerous land and placing them back into the protected national park.
The team is currently down there. They relocate the orangutan. It's mother and baby. They have been living here for such a long time, because this is so far away from the protected forest, so they don't know how to get back. So it's very urgent for them. To find the best locations to do the tranquilization process while the vet is actually preparing for the sedate. We do the general health checkup, and looks like she is in the good health conditions.
The first time seeing an orangutan, and such a beautiful creature. It sucks that it's under these conditions, but wow. After all tests were run, she was cleared, and we prepared to transport her back to the protected rainforest, her true home where she'd be able to roam freely forever.
that we rescued today, and we named her Monica. Monica! My name is Naila, and I am the Communications Officer of the Orangutan Information Center of OIC. Palm oil is such a huge industry here in Indonesia. Here in the country, 20 million people at least basically depends on this industry. I don't think that we need more expansion. What we need is just to make our plantations to become sustainable, to fight for the forest to remain as a forest. I come from the palm oil family background. The whole of my life, I engaged with the palm oil. My playground, my backyard. So I didn't even know what forest like until I was 23rd, and it changed my life. I felt like it's a very magical world. Everything is in a harmony. The whisper of the wind, the leaves, it prepared me to meet this beautiful creature standing under the sun that time. They're amazing. They're very gentle, majestic looking. They're very powerful, but they're very fragile at the same time. The fact that the orangutan is also the umbrella species, that when we protect the orangutan, we also protect many other species as well. The sustainability of the forest will be the sustainability of the orangutan.
After gathering all this new information from OIC, we trekked forward, leading our own expedition into the forest. What we uncovered next, though, was as real as it could get.
And look at this. People are just taking the wood from the ecosystem. Right now I'm sitting on a completely destroyed, beautiful tree.
Meet the FKL Rangers. This group monitors the edge of Leuser, ensuring people don't grow palm trees illegally in the protected area. They also ensure people don't cut down the rainforest like you witnessed in the previous part. They are the ones responsible for replanting thousands of trees in regions like this that are now flourishing. These are just some people working on the front lines. There's one other person I'd like you to meet that's taken it upon herself to stand up for her home as well. Her name is
Farwiza Farhan.
Farwiza Farhan, environmental activist spearheading efforts to protect this area.
From meeting with world leaders and celebrities to her NGO's impact on suing an oil palm company for illegal clearing, Farwiza is a young conservationist, using her voice and education to protect her home.
The world is populated mostly by people under 30s, very young population. All of us will inherit the world that we create better today, or the world that is completely ruined tomorrow. We have about 20 years to deal with the biodiversity crisis. Before you know it, the world as we know it might have changed. It's incredible how disconnected we are from our ecosystem by not knowing where our foods come from, where our medicine come from, the very factor that sustain life, how it come about. The solution that we all have in our hands is that civic responsibility to demand for a more sustainable world, to demand that the company change their policy. It is also within our responsibility to demand that the government create better policies to make sure that these companies comply, that when you get to us, you could trust that the company have done its best. The life every day is a decision that we make, what kind of impact we want to make, a change for the better or we don't care. You see, I might be one person, but standing with me are so many. Standing with me are people like you. Standing with me are people that are making the difference, regardless if the difference stay within the lifetime or not. To share a vision of a better world require everyone, each of us, to choose a positive impact that we want to create.
Look, I know watching these docs can make you feel a little hopeless, but trust me when I say that
you can actually make a difference. Next time you go to your supermarket, try and buy from sustainably sourced companies. Think about it, when you don't choose the unsustainably sourced companies, you directly affect their sales, which really does force change. Choice is in our hands, and I hope you guys share this video with anyone who might benefit from this knowledge and wants to save the earth. We're in this together. So this doc was shot almost nearly a year ago. I just quickly want to say that everyone out there who's watching, I hope you're staying safe, you're staying healthy. I hope your family is doing good. And the main takeaway from this doc is just essentially, I hope that it makes you think a little bit more. And I hope that it makes you see if you can make changes in your own life to help with things like consumption. I think the next few months are going to be very interesting, and I hope that at the end of it all, we become stronger individually, more as a community. Link in the description below is to everyone involved in this project, to the actual organizations that devoted their time and their efforts to teaching us and showing us some of the amazing work they do down in Indonesia. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, that's it. Stay safe. Peace.